Hello everyone, how are you? With Season 4 looming on the horizon, many players are excited to get back in the action and maybe even obtain their first top 500 portrait. Often on this channel, we talk about the skills you must learn on the road to reaching your goals, but we haven't talked about the road itself very much. Today, I'm going to go over a method and roadmap you can use to achieve your goals this upcoming season. Primarily, I have to address a common misconception, no, rather a viral misconception on how to achieve your goals in Overwatch, and it's the idea of playing to win. I ask you how to gain skill rating in Overwatch, you say by winning games. That's the correct answer, but let's look one layer below the surface. How do you win games against progressively stronger opponents? Well, you have to become progressively stronger yourself. Truly, at its core, you gain skill rating by improving, by learning. So what I'm saying is the best way to gain skill rating is not by playing to win, at least not most of the time. The season spans 3 months for a reason, rather play to learn. What's the difference? Well, in a lot of ways, it's the same. When you play to learn, you're trying to play as well as you can with proper technique and good habits. After all, perfect practice makes perfect. This is the same way you'd play if you're trying to win, so we're all good there. There are some key differences though. When you're trying to win, you're willing to do whatever it takes to win this game right now. That's all that's important. If you're playing Genji and you're getting owned by their Widowmaker, sure, you shouldn't be getting owned by their Widowmaker, but you don't have time to learn that. You have to switch to Winston or something easier so you have the best chance of winning this game right now. The only problem with that is you're hurting your future games, because next time you go up against that Widow with Genji, you still won't know how to beat her. Or how about this? If you have one hero that is by far your strongest, like maybe you're a Genji main, or Ana, or Reinhardt, whatever, expanding your hero pool is very beneficial in the long run. But if you're just worried about winning each game as it's served up, you'll never have a chance to play those other heroes. If all you know is Mercy, playing Ana is going to put you at a big disadvantage and probably lose you some games, yet in the long run, filling out your hero pool will benefit you greatly. Yes, quick play exists, but quick play is really only to prototype new skills. It isn't even close to what I would consider real practice. The only way to learn is to play things in real games where people are playing seriously. You can grind Mei in quick play 24/7, but it still won't prepare you to jump into ranked at your normal skill rating. It doesn't even have to be new heroes. They can be new strategies. Maybe you play Reinhardt a certain way, but you want to try a new style. Maybe more aggressive or more passive. Just try to experiment and find more optimal ways to play the hero. This will hurt you in the short run because it'll take you some time to get fully comfortable with new playstyles, but in the long run, even if it turns out to not work very well and you just switch back to your own style anyway, you've still expanded your knowledge and your understanding of the hero, which will help you in your future games. And trust me, I know it's hard. Learning a new hero feels bad when people make fun of you. Trying a weird strat and then failing feels bad when people say, "See, I told you so." When you're trying to learn a hero and you're losing to players you know you can beat if you just played your main, and they're trash talking you on alt chat and all that, the urge is to just swap and show them who's boss. Don't give in to it. So there you go. Play to learn. Play with your long-term improvement in mind. But we still want to win. We still want that shiny goal at the end of the season. That's where playing to win comes in. Remember earlier I mentioned that the season spans multiple months. The only rank that matters is what you end with, not what you place in the beginning, not what you have in the middle, not what you had last season, what you have at the end of this season. So why not use all of that time? Here's the method. At the start of the season, really experiment. Play with the new patch notes, the new meta. Literally ignore your rank. It's not there. Your rank at the start of the season means nothing. Play to learn, as I explained just a couple minutes ago. About halfway through the season, take a good 10 to 15 in-game hours, about a week or so for an active player, and really play to win. About halfway through the season, do this. Test yourself out. See where you're at. This will give you a sort of progress report for how you're doing. Now, you have good data to go back in and play to learn again. Focus on the stuff that was blocking you down during those 10 to 15 hard hours. So now, again, you're playing to improve. And finally, at the end of the season, take a good 25 to 30 in-game hours. That's about 2 weeks for an active player. Maybe you can give yourself 3. And really go at it hard. Go all out to win and try for your goal. This is enough time for anyone to reach the rank they belong at. If you go hard for 30 to 35 hours and you still aren't at your goal or even close, you're never going to get there. So just stop. You aren't good enough, you have to go back to the drawing board and play for improvement again. I'm going to end this with a little story time to give you inspiration going into Season 4, or whatever season this is in the future. For those of you who live in the future watching this video, when I started playing Overwatch, I was not an FPS player. I was terrible at first-person shooters. The games I played competitively and at a high level were like, Dota, League, StarCraft, Heroes of the North, strategy games. Sure, Counter-Strike is fun. I played it, but I was never good at it, and I never played it seriously or tried to be competitive. Do you remember when Overwatch first came out? There was no ranked, there was only quick play, but everyone knew ranked was coming soon, right? Well, most players really cared about winning in quick play. I didn't care about that, not at all. Do you know what I did? In the 2-day open beta, about a week before the game was released, they had a 2-day open beta, and I played only Mercy, just so I could get a grasp of the game without worrying about aim. And once I had a good idea, once the game came out, I just grinded out Widowmaker. Hours and hours of Widowmaker. Why? My aim sucked. I was not an FPS player. My aim was really bad, and I needed to get better. I needed to learn angles. That was a new concept for me. I need to learn positioning in a 3D space and aiming mechanics. And I'm not telling you to play only Widowmaker or only Mercy or anything like that. It's just an example of when I first started trying to play the game, the way I found to improve, and I wasn't caring at all about whether I won or not. I just cared about getting better aim. It didn't matter if the other team had double Winston, double Tracer on King of the Hill. Yeah, remember when that was a thing? I played Widowmaker. And only Widowmaker, because first of all, don't get me wrong, I thought she was pretty fun. You don't want to torture yourself by playing something you don't think is fun, but that hero is pure aim. That's it. She had no other aspects to bog me down. I could just focus on that, the aim. Anyway, Ranked came out, and I went back to playing support, because that's the role I actually wanted to play. I barely ever played Widowmaker ever again. In Season 1, I started out at rank 50. For those of you who don't know, that's the equivalent of present day like 2,500 or maybe even as low as gold. Using the strategy I outlined above, playing to learn, by the end of Season 1 I went from someone who never played competitive FPS games before, a gold tier player, to a top 500 player at the same level as what were considered former pro level players from TF2, CSGO, and Quake. I caught up to those players who were career FPS players, and most of whom had 2 to 3 months of a head start on me from the Overwatch closed beta in a mere 2 months. That is the power of a proper attitude. That is the power of playing for improvement. Now, I'm not a genius, not by any stretch. I'm not some sort of mystical, amazing video game player who just automatically is good at games because I don't think that's a real talent that people have. I'm not a naturally mechanically gifted player, and my aim still sucks. It's bad. I still am a terrible aimer. I just had experience from learning countless past competitive games and skills like instruments and sports like competitive running, and learned the game by the book using proven learning techniques. If you play it right, if you're disciplined, if you focus on improvement above all else and put your ego aside, and if you stay unwaveringly positive, you will reach your goals for Season 4, and I'll be cheering you on. So on that note, and as I say at the end of every video for good reason, never forget to stay positive and have a great day. And have a great Season 4, everyone. Peace out.